Hello everybody, welcome back to another Hypixel skyblock video, and this is going to be a different type of video. I'm actually going to be doing a Dungeons Archer guide. As you might know from my latest videos, I do play the Archer class, and I find it to be really fun to do. So I'm going to help you guys progress through it. So we're going to start off with entrance floors and floors 1, 2, and 3, because you only need one main set. For your armor, you're going to want to get Skeleton Master. Now you have a choice. You can get Epic Skeleton Master, which is really cheap, as you can see here, 18k for the lowest leggings, or more preferably you can get the legendary one, which is much better, and will just work out for a better run. Now this will be enough to take you to floor 3. Now for your weapons, you're going to want to get an Undead Bow if you have the Catacombs level. Undead Bow. For the Catacombs level. Now this is a little pricier, and you also want to get the Machine Gun Bow. Which is super cheap, and it's amazing. When I started off with Archer, this bow took me very far, and it has an amazing ability on the bottom. You can see Rapid Fire, left click, shoots 5 arrows per second for 8 seconds. Arrows deal 70% of what they normally would do. This is very useful if you come across a mini-boss. And for your last weapon, it's more of a spam weapon, but you might want a Runan's Bow or a Hurricane Bow. It depends which one you feel like. The Runan's Bow is more expensive. Yeah, so that's basically it for your Archer. We're not going to be using the edible mace just yet. Now, for floor 3 to floor 4, Skeleton Master for floor 4 just won't cut it. I mean, you could definitely do it, but it's not going to be better. I would recommend getting Adaptive Armor. Super cheap, as you can see, 200k for the boots, and it's significantly better if we can find a maxed out pair. You want to get Fierce or Ancient on all of the armor sets I'll be talking about today. So you have Fierce right here. You get 70 strength, 45 crit chance, which is nice, especially for those levels. Now that'll be able to take you to floor 4, and Adaptive Armor is a floor 3 drop. Now in floor 4 it will drop a weapon known as the Spirit Bone, and that is used to craft a Bone Meringue. And Bone Meringues are very good Archer weapons. They're much more expensive at 19 million, but you can get much more use out of them. As you can see, I use Bone Meringues. I use very maxed out Bone Meringues, but they're not perfect yet. Not all the enchants maxed out, which I'm still working on. And you'll also want to get a edible mace for this, so you may swap. I'll quickly show you how that will work out for the edible mace swapping. So if you look, my normal bone coming back does 170,000 damage, but if I use the mace ability, it does 400,000 damage, which is significantly better. It doubles your damage. As you can see what the ability says, your attacks will deal double damage, which is very overpowered for an Archer, and you definitely want that. Preferably Fabled, but I'll get that later. And that will be able to take you to floor 5, and now you want to upgrade your armor from Adaptive Armor to Shadow Assassin Armor, which is slightly more expensive at 1 mil basically for clean boots, but you want to get more maxed out ones. But the chest plates are super expensive. You can see 30 million. So a good replacement can be this chestplate, a Zombie Lord chestplate, or a Zombie Knight chestplate, which are also all good which are all good chestplates, preferably a mythic one if you have enough money, 7.4 mil, or a legendary one will cut it much cheaper though. Let's see, Ancient, 2.2 mil. And that you'll be able to do that to floor 6 and all that kind of stuff. Now, my setup right now is enough to get through floor 7, surprisingly. And for floor 6, you want to get the Flower of Truth, which will be a melee weapon. Because, as you can see, the Bone Meringue has a cooldown before it can come back. So if you fire off all your Bone Meringues, you want to use your Flower of Truth to kill the rest of the mobs that are in the room. Very useful weapon, also good for lifesteal, but since its recent nerf, it's not as good as it used to be. And the last armor you want, once you make it there, you need a floor 7 completion for this, and this is Necron armor. And it's the best armor you can get for Archer class. Very good. I'm going to be working on it by doing frag runs, which you can see in one of my money-making videos that I showed off. And fragment runs are actually very good for money, and I do them with this setup so I can upgrade it eventually to get myself some Necron armor and be a maxed out archer with maxed out bones. And if you get it, the ice spray wand is super nice for mini bosses because it freezes them and allows you to kill them very easily without them dodging your bones and stuff like that. And for now, for pets. For the beginning, you might want a skeleton pet, which it is a nice pet. You know, Epic's okay. Epic's really cheap, but legendary is the one you want because stats are better and you'll get more out of it. The third ability is kind of useless, so epic will be sufficient, but if you want to get legendary, that's okay. Another good archer pet is the wither skeleton. Wither skeleton pet, and that is more expensive, but for like floor 7 it's much better. But I would recommend to get a baby yeti pet, as you can see here, because it has the second ability, ice shields, where you gain 93% of your strength as defense, and as you can see, my strength goes up with the Flower of Truth. Right now my effective HP is 45,000. If I unequip it, it's much lower now. It's only 16,000, so it's definitely a pet that you want to get. It doesn't have to be max level, preferably with a dwarf turtle shellmet pet item, because that will make you take no knockback, which is also very nice for floor 6 and floor 7, even though Necron deals true knockback. And that's just about it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and